Welcome everyone, especially to those looking for healing. Today I'd like to share with you how you can heal your own bodies from bodily imbalances that even your medical scientists may say is terminal, or that you may just have to live life with these imbalances. Nonsense. Nothing is terminal. There is no death, though for some people they have reached the point of the earth plane where their bodily imbalance is the catalyst for them to make their journey home. But they do not die. It is a shocking word. I say shocking in the literal sense, as it puts many of the organs in your body into shock. Words have power. Words carry energy, and the frequency from those words alone can be used to heal or destroy. There have been countless occasions of misdiagnosis in modern medicine where a good soul has been informed that there is nothing medical science can do for them. As a consequence, their faith in that person's diagnosis being correct leads to the body's submission, as almost always the body takes instruction from the mind. The mind rarely follows the body. They lay an example of the power of words. The prognosis only has to be stated and the patient manifests the outcome of the prognosis without question. Therefore, changing the outcome of the prognosis with conscious thought is not considered, which, without alternative considerations, often leads with certainty to their transition back home. Likewise, using power words and therefore their frequency to heal is also possible and has been recorded as so for centuries now. The frequency of the word, I may tell you, is actually only part of the healing process. The quality of the spoken word raises the frequency of healing words, and quality is a practice that needs, like all things, to be nurtured. Sound and light are also great healers, as is water. This your scientists are beginning to redisclose to you right now, slowly and steadily. I say redisclose, for this technology was revealed and then hidden from the public over a century ago, like many other technologies of the day. And this is why mantras, chanting and prayerful singing make great healing frequencies. The bigger the numbers chanting, the more powerful the frequency becomes. Sound frequency does put out fire, and directed sound does move the most heaviest of objects of all shapes and sizes and material via directional frequency and sound. So please be patient with me for a short while in allowing me some brief moments to fill your mind with possibilities, for we are all born equal and we are all born healers, and with self-belief, confidence and intention, you also can release the great healing potential that has been bestowed upon you. It is lack of self-belief, confidence and intention that prevents you from your healing potential. Is it because you feel unworthy of such a gift? Or is it because you're concerned in which light people witness you by? Either way, this is not the frequency you are to remain in should you desire to be a healer or to heal, regardless of the model you choose, as it all comes down to love and the divine. For those of you looking on at loved ones with their terminal imbalance, the time frame upon their arrival back home will be self-evident and clear. We understand your suffering. However, it is ever so important that your point of attention should be in the first instance in a supporting role, and by doing so remove yourself emotionally from the outcome. A supporting role is simply to allow, just to be present and focus attention on loving thoughts and memories. We understand your suffering at this time. Your thoughts, and therefore your words. They create a vibrational field which can give rise to the thought of the patient to change or not complete their life plan, an outcome that is neither desired nor perhaps required at this time. It creates for a short while some confusion for the person in question. The decision to remain or go back home may be arbitrary at this point. The decision to stay on the earth plane or go home may have not yet been decided or disclosed to the patient. Often, when the resting person is asleep or in a coma, they experience what you would call an out-of-the-body experience. This is true also of people experiencing extreme sudden trauma, such as an automobile accident. I can assure you, at the point of impact, their soul is removed from their bodies and experience what you call a near-death experience. In both cases, these dear souls speak with their guides, and often a discussion is taking place as to whether they remain in the spirit world or remain within their body. We often see that due to overwhelming love and the absence of judgment, they feel that they have no desire to return to the body, even if it is written that they must. For the circumstance that took them out of the body was possibly one of the many experiences they agreed upon before coming to the earth plane. So sometimes it is necessary for them to return, as they have a mission to complete, a message to share, or they simply have not fulfilled their life contract. Once these are fulfilled, they are free to return at any time they choose. We understand the need that you feel is to do more. But love is everything, and there is nothing else to do. That's it. You will understand and be able to apply this concept better as we continue on our journey together here today. And so you must learn to channel love energy to heal both yourselves and to channel that healing energy towards and into the mind and body of others. Love fears no consequence. It simply does because it knows there is nothing else that can do so much. In point of fact, there is nothing else that can do anything and everything that is good, even if at first it is not the desired outcome of your choosing. You must cast any doubts aside in your ability to heal the self, and by doing so, be that channel of light for others. Love is the healing frequency. Love is the healing frequency. Healing also allows a dear soul an easy transition. Yes, as healers, this is a beautiful gift that is sadly not fully recognized by many, many healers. And so, this transition can often be delayed by up to 2 earth weeks with the help of a healer, allowing time for loved ones to gather for their somewhat temporary goodbyes. And so now on to more pleasant and inspiring information for your earthly minds. We should now consider your qualities as a channel for healing. There are many paths one can take in this field, and I will guide you through 2 of them. Faith healing, as opposed to spiritual healing, requires great faith in the channel's ability to be fully cognizant in that he or she is 100% synchronized, fully aware and in the presence of the Holy Spirit, and has surrendered temporarily their mind and body through which the power of the Holy Spirit's healing takes place. It also requires that the dear soul coming for healing fully accepts that the channel does indeed have the ear of the Holy Spirit. Otherwise, there is a frequency mismatch. Spontaneous remission may not be possible. I say may not because all things are possible with the divine. It is fashionable these days for many so-called faith healers to speak in tongues during the process. I cannot speak for all healers that speak in tongues. I can inform you all that there are very few enlightened people that have been gifted with speaking in tongues. Sadly, Most of those proclaiming to speak in tongues through somewhat good and well-meaning souls are delusional. Mostly it is utter gibberish and nonsensical talk. There is no connection with the Holy Spirit. It is only when these abstract words are spoken by the Holy Spirit does this gibberish have purpose. Some healing can be received through talking gibberish, as it can allow a passage of free-flowing energy to the recipient from the healer. And like the medicine men who tell you that you must get your affairs in order and be ready to transist, and you believe them so, it is the same with faith healing. If the recipient believes the healer is talking in tongues and that indeed it is the work of the Holy Spirit, which in turn leads to him or her believing that they are healed, then it is so, already done, already healed. To be the channel for the Holy Spirit requires faith, and that you answer the call of the Holy Spirit. We are all called, but only some choose to take up the challenge and commitment of unconditional service to the divine. The ego during the process must be 100% removed, which I may add is quite a considerable task considering the perceived power you may think you have. As a faith healer, you have no power. None. Faith healing also requires sound. I mentioned words have power, and using the correct words with passion and spoken out loud often creates the frequency for the Holy Spirit to work through. In mega churches, a congregation of sometimes thousands, praying, chanting, and simply exuding just pure unconditional love for the person to be healed raises not only the frequency for the healing without intervention from a healer, but indeed also opens the healing channel of the healer to allow easily the healing energy of the Holy Spirit. So it is not always the channel that the Holy Spirit comes through, but rather through the whole or the collective. Naturally, spontaneous remission, when supported by large groups in prayerful thoughts, singing and chanting, makes it all the more possible. Though not exclusive, many faith healers go about their work unnoticed, away from big crowds and ceremonies. And so I say to you all, is it not written that if you have the faith the size of a mustard seed, you can move mountains? When you understand this, you will understand that you can be healed if you surrender to the healing power of the Holy Spirit. And should you choose to surrender, then understand that healing will take place in one form or another. It may vary. It may well be spontaneous. But please do remember, spontaneous remission can also mean a smooth and easy transition onto the next adventure in life. All your prayers are heard and all prayers are answered. You must not look upon someone's failure to be healed as the person being forsaken by the divine. Remember, their life plans and contracts that they need to be fulfilled, well, this may just be one experience. One thing is certain, your healing presence does not go unnoticed, and the person you send healing to receives the exact amount that is required, permitted, on the body, all it can manage. So you also can heal yourself with the intervention of the Holy Spirit. Ask, believe, and readily receive. That's all there is to it. But be patient. You need to practice ask. You need to practice believe. You need to practice receive in your everyday life. We suggest this protocol is best served incrementally by healing your body with some small issues and eventually build your faith to accommodate larger or more concerning issues. I can hear you say disappointingly, that's it. But yes, that's it. When you understand a miracle healing is only a miracle healing until you understand that the miracles are merely frequency matches, then you will find it easier to apply this protocol. And so what of spiritual healing? Isn't this the same as faith healing? Actually, no. The desired outcome is the same. The dear soul requiring healing does not need to have faith in any omnipotent being. The only requirement is the desire to be healed. Due to the lack of understanding, they have not recognized that they actually do not need an intermediary and that they have the capability of healing themselves with 100% intention, focus, and feeling the desired outcome required. Though there is a caveat to this, and that is if you are experiencing pain, then outside support is almost always a better option. Better still, healing through the collective is an even better option. We have much evidence to support self-healing, and there is one of you in the community of whom shall remain nameless, who despite medical science stating that it is time to go home and get their affairs in order, is still on the earth plane defying all medical knowledge. How is this possible? What is the secret? In this case, it is really only a matter of listening to the body and allowing the body to decide what it requires for healing. The belief that the self is doing right by the body has placed this person in the correct healing frequency. It could be stronger, but alas, due to human frailty, the ego mind asks too many questions. And so now, let me put assurances into your mind over the many concerns many you have over medical and sometimes forced intervention the world has been plagued with. Many have concerns that this intervention has everlasting damage and changes the human body form, the gift of free will, into somewhat of a no longer independent living soul. Some may believe also that it is cut off the God frequency or the seventh chakra, and above that connects you to the divine. For some it's true. They have been temporarily cut off. I repeat, only temporarily. We know of other monstrous compounds in this intervention doing unspeakable things to the body. All of this is true only for some people under certain circumstances. But hear me well, for this day shall not pass where mankind will ever be separated from the divine. In a previous channeled message, I expressed the reason for the ringing in the ears. Part of this is also to assist you in ridding of all toxins from the body, all toxins, emotional and physical, even those that some would have you believe that once is in the body cannot leave. What nonsense, such foolishness. I say to you, such rubbish is spoken only from the lips of fools. Soon it will be revealed to you how light and sound will be readily available to rid the body of all impurities. Faith alone would accomplish this, for is it not written, your faith has made you well? I can also say with surety that there are scientists among you who have not kissed the sun for many months, who have almost ready a serum to neutralize the effects of adverse medical interventions, and this will be distributed as soon as possible. Your job is to keep your spirits high, keep the faith within yourself, be positive, and keep all the gossip and small talk away from your personal and professional life. Why focus on all this foolish talk and all that is wrong with the world when you could be laughing, loving, and having fun? In this frequency alone, you begin to heal. As we make our way through this year of what you have come to believe is 2022, which by point of fact it is not, nonetheless, we should see a great progress as we head fully into 5D. It cannot be stopped, it will happen, and you and all the inhabitants of Mother Earth can help arrive there with God's speed. Positive thoughts, love, courage, self-belief, belief in the divine, belief in angels, belief in light workers. These faith-like emitting frequencies from the self are so natural that there is not one single toxin that is able to separate you permanently from the divine, or a toxin that cannot be removed from the etheric or physical bodies. Please remember, in every aspect of your life. All battles are first lost and won in the mind. Putting your conscious mind beyond the possibility of defeat ensures that victory lies in your own hands.